Alright, here we are for round number 3. We're playing against Start the Tilt. So, I tend to play the most tilting decks, so I don't think my opponent is like the most proficient tilter in this game. Pretty easy mulligan for me, only one land. Oh, this is a tough one. This hand is very good if there's a land in my top 2. Oh, it's so good. Keep. The greed is real. I wins. My opponent doesn't want me to know what they have. Alright. My opponent got tilted. Literally started the tilt. So, I don't know what my opponent is on, so I'm just going to stick with my main deck. Wonder if my opponent assumes I'm on my blue-black deck because of how many cards I had in my deck. Well, I'm going to run it back. I don't have much to go on, so let's just run it back. 3 hands, no lands makes me think it's an aggressive deck, probably. Like Affinity, red deck wins, something like that. The problem is none of these cards are particularly good against that stuff. Or like, it's hard to know, because like red deck wins, my Hydro Blast would be great, but they'd be dead against some other stuff. These are pretty good. This is a pretty good hand against various aggressive decks. See if my opponent continues to tilt. Nope, no more tilting. Okay, it's Affinity. So we didn't get to play our Affinity hate. But I've got some okay anti-Affinity cards right here. Oh yeah. You guys don't know how good it feels to... You guys just don't know how good it feels to Firebolt and kill a Carapace Forger. Oh, it feels good. It's so dirty. It feels so dirty, you guys. Alright, let's go ahead and get the Evolving Wilds out there. Alright, so our opponent found some more lands this time, but they didn't really find any spells, it would appear. How sick would it be if I just played a Gorilla Shaman this turn and just bopped all their lands? How tilted do you think that would make my opponent? That'd be pretty hilarious to me. So we're getting close to having enough mana or enough cards in our graveyard for Swirling Sandstorm. Mirror Enforcer, sure. Can only cast one of those. And I do have enough to scred that guy next turn. Grab an island. I'll use this to grab another mountain. Alright, that's a nice one. Just gonna scred him right now. Don't really want our opponent to like fling him, I guess. I don't care too much if they fling him, but whatever. Alright, opponent's not doing anything, we're not doing anything. Everything is fine and dandy. Exclude is great. Here, all their stuff that matters are creatures. Ichor Wellspring is not a card that matters. Flare Husk doesn't matter either. I'll try to sweep that up with a Swirling Sandstorm at some point. It's not going to be for a while though. Alright, playing out the island. I'll probably play one more land and then I'll save the last one for if we draw Una's Grace. Yep, I will take one. Taste it. Taste it, me. Sure. Pieces of the puzzle. Oh yes, I will play you. Alright, I'm gonna grab this Deep Analysis and I guess this Una's Grace. I'm gonna play the island. The reason I kept the Una's Grace, even though I could just put it in my graveyard, is I'd rather just play another land out. Carapace Forger is fine. The only thing I'm going to counter here is stuff that doesn't die to Swirling Sandstorm. Yep, I take one. I'm actually just going to Flame Slash this guy if my opponent doesn't move the Flare Husk over. If he does, I'll Swirling Sandstorm it. Alright, Una's Grace me. I'm also to the point where Yeah, geez, I'm just gonna start playing these lands. I got way too much value right now. Let's go ahead and Flame Slash this guy. A negate? Alright. In that case, seems like a nice little time to Swirling Sandstorm. Yeah, I wonder if my opponent sideboarded this negate in. Getting flinged. I don't like that play. That life doesn't matter to me. My opponent should just save this fling for when they get an ATOG, right? So I wonder if my opponent knew that I was on a blue control deck because I had 100 cards in my deck, and they saw that. Gear Seeker Serpent. I'll exclude that. I don't have an answer for it right now. Alright. Don't have an answer to ATOG if they find one, unfortunately, other than just blocking with a Muldrifter. Play Muldrifter out. Pristine Talisman, huh? Yeah, let's run that out there. Alright, see what my opponent's got. Could be in trouble to an ATOG. I would have been really scared if they had saved that fling and hadn't gone completely empty-handed. So I just know for a fact that they at least weren't planning to have ATOG fling. I'm gonna play Deep Analysis, get some of these out of my hand. They're kind of clogging it up at this point. Counterspell is a great draw. Let's go ahead and play an Augur Bolas. I'm gonna hold up Counterspell and Dispel. Alright, could get any of this stuff. I'm going to take the Prohibit. They actually have a lot of stuff that you can prohibit in this deck. Gotta say that is not something I care about. It's interesting that they would even hit the Augur and not the Muldrifter. But I don't care about that at all. Mirror Enforcer... not particularly important, but I think I'll counter it. I think I'll Dispel that. So, Prohibit can counter basically anything that Dispel can. Alright, my opponent has given up, as they probably should have. I had a million cards, and they had none, so... Alright. After a pretty poor draw from Affinity, which sometimes this deck gets, it doesn't play many lands, it's really inconsistent, so that's just going to happen to you sometimes when you play this deck. So, on to round number 4.